For the last few months, I've been carrying around this feeling that something wasn't quite fitting anymore. Nothing was wrong with my channel. Nothing was wrong with the videos I was making. But every time someone would ask me, "What is your channel about?" Well, I found myself hesitating. At first, I thought that was because I needed a better answer. But now I think it was because I was asking the wrong question. When I first started this channel, I wanted to be a part of the homesteading community because I loved gardening. I loved baking bread. I loved preserving food, cooking from scratch, and following the seasons. Those things were and still are a genuine part of my life. But over time, something unexpected happened. The channel slowly became less about what I was doing and more about why I was doing it. I realized that I wasn't gardening simply to grow vegetables. I wasn't baking simply to make bread. I wasn't planning my month simply to stay organized. Those practices, they were changing me. Somewhere along the way, I realized that every video I've made has been asking the same question. How do we create a beautiful and intentional life? Not a perfect life, not an expensive life, not a life that looks beautiful on the internet, but a life that feels beautiful to live. That realization surprised me because I don't think beauty is something we stumble into. I think beauty is something we practice. Intentional living is something we practice, and maybe that's why ballet has always felt so connected to everything else in my life. People often think ballet teaches beautiful movement, and it does. But before it teaches beauty, it teaches practice. You repeat the same movement thousands of times. You learn patience, discipline, presence, humility, grace. And grace isn't something you're born with. It's something you practice. And then I looked at my garden. The same thing was true there. A garden isn't beautiful because you planted seeds once. It's beautiful because you return to it day after day. You water, you weed, you wait, you trust. You practice tending. And the same is true of the home. The same is true of relationships. The same is true of creativity and of becoming the person you hope to be. Over the past year, I've been reading, writing, teaching, and reflecting on these ideas. And I finally found the sentence that describes what I've been trying to say all along. A beautiful and intentional life isn't found, it is practiced. And that sentence has become something of a compass for me, because suddenly everything made sense. Ballet, gardening, homemaking, seasonal living, reading, writing, creating, teaching. They're not separate interests. They're different ways of practicing the art of living. So the channel isn't changing. Or maybe a better way to say it is, this channel is becoming more itself. You'll probably notice a new name, a new look, maybe even a slightly different way of telling stories. But the heart of it isn't changing. If anything, it's becoming clearer. This will still be a place where we garden together, bake together, reflect together, move with the seasons, find beauty in ordinary days. Only now, I understand why those things matter so much to me, because they help me practice the kind of life I want to live. And if you've been here for a while, thank you for growing alongside me. If you're new here, welcome. I hope this becomes a place where you're reminded that your life doesn't have to be extraordinary to be beautiful. Sometimes beauty begins with making a cup of coffee, opening the windows, stepping barefoot into the garden, reading a page of a good book, calling someone you love, practicing kindness, practicing gratitude, and practicing wonder. Because a beautiful life isn't found, it's practiced.